just like a jet plane, in and out of sight. I was hauling ass at 1,000,000 miles an hour, wondering how hard I'd hit. When they came into the station, I got no qualms with my situation. See, here I am. So say, Cherie, 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 won't you dare to? Say, Cherie, 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 won't you dare to? Say, Cherie, Cherie, Cherie. Yeah. Leave a message and your number, please. Take your time to want to satisfy me. Take all these old fantasies and send them care of me. Oh, that I'm glory bound. So I picked it up and I walked to the wind and hey, how are you? What's happening, Steve-O? What's happening, Danielle? Who's here? Jill and Teddy are in the house? Genie in a bottle? Let her out! Let her out. Pate posted. Dolphin Gemma, AI News. Dolphin researchers translate dolphin speak. Called this one 18 months ago. I told you this was coming. Remember those early days of the brainwave shit where they were reading people's brainwaves to let them see what pictures they were looking at, what video they were looking at? I said, it ain't that far away. We're going to be talking to dolphins soon. And you know what comes after talking to dolphins, right? You get a little collar for your dog and you can be like, Champ, what the fuck's going on? He's like, I hate singing every night. I just do it because it's my instinct. But God, don't make me sing. We're gonna pretty soon we're gonna be able to talk to Champ. That's pretty amazing. I mean, you know, the amazing thing about this AI, the transformer stuff that Google invented, by the way, most of the tools that we're playing with today that are blowing our minds are all based on the same basic technology, this transformer model. And, you know, there are exceptions to it, but like the vast majority of stuff. And what's amazing about it is it doesn't matter what data you train it on. If you train it on words, it gets good at words. If you train it on pictures, it gets good at pictures. If you train it on video, it gets good at video. Apparently, if you train it on dolphins, it gets good at dolphins. Although it's called Dolphin Gemma. So I wonder if so Pate, I don't know if you're on the live yet, but is that based on Transformer? Or is Gemma something different than Gemini? It's Transformer technology. Okay, it's based on Gemini. So yes, Transformer. It's Transformer technology. Source Camp in the house. Kelly Camp showed up. She was like, I'll be at all the meetings today. I'll be at all the meetings today. All of them. Well, I do declare. I'm at the meeting. I'm here to evangelize AI. I think AI is the most wonderful thing ever. I'll be standing in the grocery line and someone will say, excuse me, ma'am. I'll say, excuse me. Have you heard of AI? It's amazing. It's my Kelly Camp impression with a non-Dallas Southern accent. That was like a Gone with the Wind Southern accent, wasn't it? And I feel like I've indeed been at all the meetings today. Why, Sam Altman, I do declare, you with your 4.1 model released to the API community. Good Lord. Mr. Altman, you are a fresh boy. Oh, wait. Mr. Altman, indeed. Well, you with your models. First, you come out with the 4.0, and it's not 0, it's O, like Omni. Then you come out with 4.5, and everyone's like, what is this? And you're like, that's 4.5. It's got emotional intelligence. It's brilliant, except where it's horrible, like the benchmarks. And then you follow up 4.5 with what? 5? 4.7? 4.8? No! 4.1. Oh, Sam Altman, you cheeky boy. Oh, good Lord. Good Lord. 4.1 in the face of 4.5. 4.0, 4.5, 4.1. What next? 3.7? Oh, it'll be a joy. It'll be a delight. Oh, how I love OpenAI. He actually posted. He actually posted, we're going to fix our naming convention in a couple of months. So you have a few more months to pick on us. Oh, we fucking will. You like that up there? Mental pollution inside my brain. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. I did a cool thing on Saturday, made a cool video. Here's what I figured we'd do tonight. So, I'll do a little bit of show and tell, show you how I made some shit, which is kind of fun. Let me flip my little cameras. Let me flip my cameras so the people can see me in my full glory. My full glory. All this right here. This is God-given beauty. God-given beauty. There's no makeup other than what the makeup crew puts on. But this is all natural. Just a little foundation. Something to take off the shininess. You know what I mean? God-given, other than plastic surgery and a little bit of eyeliner. But with the Gucci glasses. But other than that, God-given beauty. Just like I have God-given musical talent. Sounds beautiful, doesn't it? Builds the tension and resolves. We come back home. We come back to the one. Or is that just I had my fingers on the wrong frets? It's a talent situation. Yeah. It's a talent situation. There's a remarkable lack of talent going on. I'm deeply sad. I'm a deeply sad man. So, do a little show and tell. YouTube comment. Hey, guys. Oh, you mean the one you wrote? We're all just here pretending Microsoft didn't go from Windows 2000 to XP to Vista to 7 to 8 to 10. Yeah, but here's the difference, Brandon. Windows did those in consecutive years. OpenAI, it's as if you could buy all of those versions of Windows at the same time, and had to. Well, I use this operating system when I want to work with long Excel files, but this operating system much better at handling Word documents. And if I'm going to play games, I need this operating system. Oh, that was archetypals. Wait, Kyle, I dropped a pretty good example of 11 labs and irregulars. Okay, cool. But here's what I thought might be fun tonight. Well, I don't know if it's going to be fun, but it feels important. How many folks we got in here? You got 20 there, 18 there. Do me a favor, share the TikTok live if you haven't, and if you're on the YouTube, tell friends about it. I don't know how you share YouTube anymore. You know what you could do? Okay, here's what you should do. Look at the URL, write down, get a Sharpie, write down the URL of the YouTube channel on a piece of paper with Sharpie. And like do it legibly, like don't get lazy, do it legibly. And then fax the URL to a bunch of your friends. I think that's how we get some people in. All right. I thought it might actually not be a bad idea to just go look at ChatGPT again. and I know you're like, well, wait, don't we like do that all the time? Well, we use ChatGPT a lot, but like there's so much in there. Like just looking at the interface elements and what they all do and why you would use one over the other. Like, for example, what's the difference between the microphone icon and the advanced voice icon? Do you have to hit the search button for it to search the internet? What are custom GPTs? What do you do in settings? Because we're going to get some new stuff this week, and they're going to add more shit, yet more shit to the interface. So I thought it might be good to do that, but I don't know. I could be dissuaded against that. I was playing around with Firebase, and you can create up to 3 workspaces. That's super cool. Wolfman Clint, howdy my irregular family. Create a bumper sticker with the URL. There you go. Yeah, if you could create a bumper sticker with the AI Learning Lab URL, put that on your truck or your Ford Fiesta. If you are not, I don't think we have a lot of people in here that aren't new, but if you're new here, go check out the AI Salon, the salon.ai, click join our community. And then once you join it, if you scroll down to clubs and hubs, the AI Learning Lab, we've got our own space there. So if you want to share things that you make tonight while we're chit-chatting, that's a place to do that. Mr. IT, I'm new. You're new in your own mind. She came on here like slow-moving cold front. His beard was warmer than a look in her eye. She sat on a stool and he said, what do you want? She said, give me a love that don't freeze up inside. Love your voice. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Well, is this a place I can rest my poor head? Gather my thoughts in sweet silence. Is this place where the feelings are dead? from an overexposure to violence. This is a place I can slowly face, the only one I truly can know. These are tears from a long time ago. Got these tears from a long time ago. I need to cry 30 years or so. These are tears from a long time ago. Oh, darling, you say unto me, where have you been all my lifetime? I have been swimming the seven sad seas. Poor women have tossed me their lifeline. Oh, Lordy, that's a beautiful song if you take it seriously. You know, I sang that once at an open mic. There was an open mic with musicians and comedians. And that was my final song. And the comedian got up and goes, how am I supposed to do fucking comedy after that? It was the funniest line of the night. It was pretty good. Where do we want to start? Let's see. Oh, I know what I'll show you. Oh, darling, say unto me, where have you been all my lifetime? Well, I have been swimming the seven sad seas. Poor women have tossed me their lifelines. All right, fantastic, Bob. What have we got here? So, okay, I've got a bone to pick with you all, and you're probably not the culprits, but I am guilty of what I'm about to bitch about. And I want to evangelize a better way. Well, why do we have to judge it? Why is it a better way? Maybe it's just a different way. It could just be a different way, but it's a better way. And it's this. Kyle, sing to ChatGPT. Did you see Google's new dolphin-based model? I did not, but Brandon talked about it. Actually, we should probably go look it up because I bet there's a cool video to go with it. Google Gemma Dolphin. I don't know if you're here, Pate. I was talking about it earlier that I don't know if you were here, but I talked about this. Cognitive computations. Dolphin 2.0. Oh, wait, I need to go to Google.
Hey, Kyle.
Yeah.
First of all, tabs. And second of all, Pete did post the article in the AI Salon news section today.
Oh, okay, in the news section? Okay. Great. Green Acres is the place for me. Do living Dolphin Gemma. What did Pate say? Check out our new LLM for dolphin speech. This is fucking insane. Fucking bonkers, man. All right. So, okay. Oh, there's a video. We'll go watch the video. Okay. So I'll talk about the thing I'm going to talk about in a second. Then we'll come back. But I gotta share my tabs different. Or producer Brandon's going to be like, nobody can hear you. Could you please share your tabs so people can hear you? Kyle, hey Kyle, black bar, Kyle, hey Kyle. Oh, you gotta love picking on producer Brandon. Okay. So do we have a new AI Salon animal now? Okay, Dolphin Gemma. So I don't know, 18 months ago, something like that, when they were doing, remember early on in the AI talk, the generative AI stuff, shortly after I started the channel, a guy in Italy started walking because they took his brain waves, had him think about walking and moving his legs, and they Bluetoothed around his spinal cord injury and put the signals back in the spinal column where where it went to their legs. And now that guy's walking. And then they were looking at people's brains and decoding the images they were looking at, the videos they were watching, words they were reading or thinking. I don't know. They've been doing all that shit. So I was like, this is not that far away from being able to actually talk with dolphins, which has been kind of a holy grail of communication, right? Because they're so fucking smart. So looks like we're here. 2025, the year of like, oh yeah, I guess that happened now. Turing test, check. Talking to dolphins, yep, got it. Oh, good Lord, good Lord, good Lord. So let's watch the video, shall we?
I've been waiting for this for 40 years.
40 years.
Denise has the world's largest collection of dolphin vocalizations.
Oh, cool.
I'm a research scientist at Google DeepMind. Dolphin Gemma is the first LLM trained to try to understand dolphin language.
Wow.
Dolphin Gemma will input sounds.
Once a dolphin starts doing a vocalization like a whistle, it can try to complete the end of it.
When you're doing a Google search, right, it's finishing your sentence, right?
Dolphin Gemma has Denise's data and sort of encapsulates a lot of the knowledge and experience she has in it. But it's also small enough we can train it with more data as we get it. We can actually keep on fine-tuning the model as we go and hopefully get better and better understanding of what the dolphins are producing.
We do not know if animals have words. Dolphins can recognize themselves in the mirrors. They use tools, so they're smart, but language is still the last barrier. So feeding dolphin sounds into an AI model like Dolphin Gemma will give us a really good look at if there are patterns, subtleties that humans can't pick out.
If dolphins have language, then they probably also have culture.
You're going to understand what priorities they have. What do they talk about? The goal would be to someday speak dolphin, and we're really trying to crack the code.
Yeah. That's amazing. That's so cool. And again, it goes back to the thing of the way transformers work. Figure out the data that you want to transform and go jam it into a latent space and then interact with it. It's fucking insane. This was my first notebook on Notebook LM. What was that? Dolphin Gemma? Or just dolphin data? That's pretty cool. Really cool. Let's see what else they got here. Do they have anything? Research for decades.
Total loved it. This is a unit named ChatLite that we developed here at Georgia Tech. We developed this for some marine biologists who are working in the open ocean studying wild dolphin behavior and communication. And they needed a way to play sounds that were going to be reproducible by those dolphins. While ChatLite here plays whistles into the water through this transducer on the front, Chat Junior here on my chest recognizes sounds that it hears through the water with this hydrophone. So here's what we want to have happen. Two researchers get into the water wearing equipment like this with a group of dolphins. And researcher A might have a scarf, a toy that the dolphins want to play with, while researcher B is going to ask for that scarf. So researcher B can play a sound like this scarf whistle, and researcher A will hand researcher B that scarf. they might pass the scarf back and forth a couple of times, playing that whistle over and over. And the hope is the dolphins, who are watching all of this, can figure out the social context and can repeat that sound to ask for the scarf. If that happens, that means that our dolphins have mimicked one word in our tiny made-up dolphin language.
Wow. That's pretty cool. That's not understanding their language, but training them a new language. I mean, what if they say something where what it actually means to the dolphin is, let's fucking go. You want a piece of this? They're like pushing the button. They're thinking like, give me fish. And they're like, let's fight. Dolphins take them out. I don't know. I think I would want to know that the dolphin talkie thing, they have the kinks worked out before I get in the water with a mammal that is the master of that domain. I'm just a sissy. Archetypal architect. So now it's got to pass the dolphin Turing test. How many times are they going to move the goalposts? But why? Why? Because we've always wondered if we could communicate with animals and if animals had language and all that sort of stuff. Soon they'll be cursing us out in dolphin language, but we'll understand it. You can never verify exactly what a dolphin is thinking, so it's not much like human speech. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Yeah, I assume in the training data, it's how do you attach this sound to this meaning, right? And you've got to have those correlations before you can truly understand stuff. But it's still pretty cool that they can. So it sounds like they can generate new novel sounds that are in the neighborhood of what dolphins can hear, and then train them, basically make up new words and see if the dolphins can learn them. That's pretty cool. I dig it. I dig it. The new show will be Flipper AI. I'm telling you, 3 years, we're going to have dog collars. We can talk to the dogs, and we're going to find out how pissed they are. Where were you all day, man? I was sitting by the window. I was barking. Cats kept walking by, people with other dogs. Those dogs would just stop and they'd stare at me. Been laying here all day. Could I have some cheese? Why is your dog Jerry Seinfeld? Oh my God, I don't know if I can handle that. I know. Listen, we are entering a gauntlet of shit I don't think we ever thought we would have to deal with in our life. But talking to dogs is going to be one of them. Dolphins. Oh, we solved that in 2026. We now know why your cat is so fickle. Fucking hates you. So long. Thanks for all the fish. Exactly. Dolphins are like, yeah, whatever. I'll talk to you. Give me the fish. That's good. I like it. How old are you if you know Flipper? I'm fucking old, dude. I'm fucking old. I just act like a teenager to fucking survive this world. I never got acting old. Except when I was too young to buy booze. Then I tried to act older. Oh, Lordy. Okay. Soon they'll be cursing us out in dolphin languages. I remember Flipper. Flipper was the best. Remember he'd run down to the dock? Dog would bark. Come on, let's get in the boat. Flipper wants to take us somewhere. They'd go off in the mangroves. Some fisherman like all tied up in the tree with a fishing line. He caught the world's biggest fish. Now he's stuck in the tree. Oh man. The cat translator app exists for real. It purportedly works, but the cats choose to ignore it. That's pretty good. What else do we have here? Do we have more videos? Oh, that's a cool device. So using Pixel 9s as the little devices. All right, cool. We can talk to dolphins now. All right, next. Whatever. you know, if we're to treat talking to dolphins like we treat all the other AI stuff, we're like, oh, okay, great. Yeah, you got a thing that can completely analyze all of your company's data in about 3 seconds. But yeah, whatever. It occasionally makes a mistake. So what else you got? Oh, it can make pictures out of nothing. All right, yeah, whatever. What else you got? Oh, it can make movies now that are like as good as Hollywood. Yeah, well, whatever. Yeah. So what else you got? That's this channel. When Flipper can speak to Lassie, that will be the show. Didn't we already have that crossover episode? Oh Lord. Good lordy, lordy, lordy. Watch Flipper reruns as a kid to fall asleep. Not the most exciting show to kid me. I'm behind. I've been gone for a while. Hey Jim, what's happening? You're even older if you can remember the show Skippy. Okay, so let me entertain you. And he calls this entertainment. I don't think this is entertainment, if you know what I mean. It's not entertainment. He just makes silly voices. He's like a 2-bit SNL skit without the comedy. Well, that's an SNL skit. Well, but anyway. Oh, wait, I needed to share it a different way. Kyle, you're dumb. I know I'm a dumb. Shut up. Shut up, you big dum-dums. All right, is this it? Is this the one we're sharing? I think it is. Okay. So now I'm going to go on my rant. All right, so you remember when the image model came out from ChatGPT, image gen, the one I just saw the date. It was March 31st. So it was 2 weeks ago to the day. So 2 weeks ago, image gen comes out. And then everybody, fucking everybody, including Sam Altman, makes a Studio Ghibli version of themselves, right? Or a Studio Ghibli version of the family, or what? It just everybody did Studio Ghibli, right? Which, okay, yes, it was cool, but to people who didn't know AI, what it looked like was a bunch of AI punks ganging up on a poor Japanese animation studio, stealing their IP, because everybody fucking did it all at the same time. And then, I don't know, 3 days ago, everyone started making action figures in blister packs. And before that, it was trading cards. And so what's happening right now is someone puts out a something, and then people just copy it. They copy the prompt, or they just copy it. And people aren't using their fucking imaginations and their creative thinking skills. So this was a video that I did where someone had posted a prompt for a claymation, like a claymation animation, and it was pretty cool. And then I was like, oh, I want to go try that. And I said, why don't I'll do a self-portrait and see how it looks and see if I can do it in that style. And it was like a Wallace and Gromit kind of thing. And then I did it, and there was just something like deeply unsatisfying about it, because it's like I basically just took their prompt and just asked for the same shit in ChatGPT, and it kind of made something, but I didn't like the style. And so I just said, well, give me like a Guillermo del Toro Pinocchio vibe, because he did claymation with Pinocchio and it was really dark. And then ChatGPT wouldn't do that because I used his fucking name. So I'm like, okay, fine, just describe it. And it still wouldn't make it, and whatever. And I went around. But then I ended up making this thing, and it's got a solid little AI Learning Lab turtle in it. And it's got me in a jogging suit, so you know it's fiction. And it's got this kind of dark, kind of cool vibe to it. So I don't know. That probably took me, I don't know, 3, 4, or 5 minutes to get something that I liked that wasn't bad. And then I tried it in Runway, which is where this woman said she did hers. And I took And I tried it there and I didn't like what it did. I think it was running backwards. It was like running in place. It was just weird physics. And so I brought it. Now I'm in Luma Labs. So dream-machine.lumalabs.ai. So that's where I made this thing. And what's cool about Luma Labs is not only, so you upload the image to it, it'll make this animation, but it'll also do sound effects. So this is the little video I made. It's just 5 seconds, but I thought it was pretty slick. So pretty cool. Little squishy sound there. Not quite right, but not bad. And that was just kind of out of nothing. But it's like, so what I did was I posted this on Twitter. I tagged the original person. I said, hey, thanks for the prompt. But it's at least, you know, somewhat different than what she did. So I would encourage you, if you see something cool you like go into ChatGPT and have ChatGPT give you 10 variations of it. Or, you know, do something inspired by it, but slightly different. And what was cool was I gave her the original. I mean, I posted the original thing and tagged her, and then she replied and said, oh, that's cool. Here's an updated version of the prompt that might give you better results. And that's what this is. So aren't those called trends? They've been around for a while. Yeah, I know. It's just, I feel like we've got these tools that can do fucking everything. And then, you know, and then we just all do the same shit. We're just like a bunch of sheep, like, I can make a cartoon. I can make a cartoon. Look, I made a cartoon. See my cartoon? I got a cartoon too. Oh, you got a cartoon? I got a cartoon. You got a cartoon? So anyway, that's my rant. Okay. ChatGPT to Luma Labs, Luma. But yes, I see a guy running along the river. Yep, you do. Learning curve, too many of them. So that's a great point. And that's kind of what that reinforces my instinct to just go back and talk about ChatGPT tonight. There's more coming this week. So today, OpenAI released Model 4.1, 4.1 Mini, and 4.1 Nano to the API, meaning it's not in ChatGPT yet, but I would assume something's going to be in ChatGPT this week. Probably the 03 model, probably the 04 Mini model, which is different than the 4.0 Mini. The 4.1 Mini model is not the same as 04 Mini. They're completely different. Oh, good Lord. So I thought it might be good to go back in, but I did want to show something. So a lot of you have been following my, yep, got it. My project Sydney, which is a Broadway musical. You're like, you're on Broadway? I'm like, no, I wrote a Broadway musical. You're like, well, it's not a Broadway musical until it's on Broadway. And I would say to you, have you ever watched the movie The Secret? I'm manifesting, bitches. Okay, so I wrote a Broadway musical called Sydney. And it's about a chatbot that falls in love with a tech reporter, and it's all swell. So we had a really cool talk with a producer last week, Andrew and I, the guy that I'm writing it with. Not a producer, a composer. And he's written, I don't know, 8 or 9 different musicals. He hasn't had one make it to Broadway. I don't think he's gotten close. But he's had a lot of, regional hits, things that have been, hit shows in regional theaters. And one of the things that he's been doing is he's been filming his musicals. So I don't know if you remember when Hamilton came out, and then it took him like 10 years to do it, but they finally filmed Hamilton, and then they released it on all sorts of stuff. Becky Rue, Kyle, it seems all jumbled with so many platforms. It's difficult for me to keep up. Which ones? So, Becky. hopefully this is going to be a relief to you. You're not the problem. They're the problem. I would argue at this point, using ChatGPT beyond the basic model is effectively impossible. So don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. Because within 3, maybe 4 months, they're going to come out with a consolidated GPT-5 that's going to take all these models and it'll just figure out which one it should use on the back end. And we won't have to deal with it anymore. The problem is all of the large language models have some version of this nightmare. Claude is probably the one that has hidden the nightmare the best. They've only basically got 2 options. But Gemini's got a ton. If you want to use Llama, you have to install open source tools. This one's a mess. Perplexity's a mess. If you use something like Poe, it's an incredible mess because it's got all the models in it. Don't worry about it. Here's what I can promise you. For the work that most of us do most of the time, just the basic model, the one they default to, GPT-4o, is fine. Like, you don't need to use the other shit. You don't need to waste a brain cycle worrying about it. Now, if you want something like deep research or you want true reasoning because you're doing something where you want to go deeper, then it's worth exploring some of those other models. But for the most part, like, I don't know, 90% of what I do, I just do straight in GPT-4o. Just straight in GPT-4o because it's good. It's like we're not where we were 2 years ago. Because, you know, when GPT-3 came out, it was good, but it was really a mess. And it wasn't until April of 2023 when GPT-4 dropped where we're like, holy shit, this thing's really good, right? Bunch of stuff, and look what I made. Okay, I'll go check that out. But anyway, I want to show you. It's my daily assistant. Yeah. So take the pressure off yourself. Take the monkey off your back of feeling like you have to keep up. I do this 5 fucking nights a week. I'm not even close to being able to keep up. I can describe what the difference between all these stupid fucking models is, sort of. But do I use them? No, not really. No, because I don't care. They just put a car. I don't know if you know the show Top Gear, right? They just had a car. I forget the name of it, but it's an electric car with 1,000 horsepower. It's 1,000 kilograms, and it's got 2,000 pounds. When they drive it, it's got actual fans on the bottom of the car that suck it to the track. The downforce on that car is so strong that you could literally drive it on the ceiling of a building, like upside down. It's that, like, there's that much downforce, right? The entire weight of the car, it could dangle from a ceiling and drive along it. It beat the track record, which was a, I don't know, 6 or 7 year old record of an F1 car from 7 years back by like 4 seconds, which in racing is crazy. I mean, they drive a hypercar around it. Then they drive an F1 car around it. Then they drive this fucking 2,000 pounds of downforce, weird ass electric, ugly ass car around it that just decimates all the things. Like, even if you were a race car driver, like the difference between like the 3 cars, it's like, it's negligible. And it's like, they're all going fucking fast, right? Most of us are just driving the Toyota down to the Piggly Wiggly. You know, and we're wondering, like, should I be using the O1 logic model? Should I use logic plus deep research or deep research plus? Well, if I'm doing coding, I want to do vibe coding, but I want it to be logical, but I don't want to. You're in a fucking Toyota. Here's a good way to think about it. When you have the instinct, should I use a different model? Ask yourself a simple question. Am I doing research for the cure to cancer? Am I trying to create a unified field theory in physics? If the answer to those two questions is no, probably good with whatever model's in there. I liked my Toyota. Exactly. Exactly. Doing whatever a spider car does. Yeah, it's absolutely insane right now. So listen, I mean, the geeks, they've got their benchmarks. They keep changing their benchmarks. They want the geeks want all the graphs, right? They want the graphs doing this. Like, here's my model. Here's another model. Look, mine's higher. Mine's higher. You know, it's still Silicon Valley tech bros going, my bar graph's bigger than your bar graph. Right? I think we're well past the point where, you know, 80% of the population knows. It's negligible. What I would argue is a more significant upgrade is the fact that they put the image generation model now native inside GPT 4.0. What I'm about to show you, check the orange banner. Welcome to Meltdown Monday. Well, listen, it's just like, I have self-assigned myself the task of keeping up with AI and sharing it with all of you, right? Like, it's the AI Learning Lab. The little mission I sent out was, okay, I'll try to keep up with it and I'll tell people what I learned. I'm not even close. I'm not even close. I don't know how most of these tools work. I don't know what are the best prompts to use. I don't know what are the best use cases. So if you're not doing this daily, it's going to be even worse. So I'm just saying, like, just don't even fucking worry about it. And here's the real thing. Here's the real thing. Let me jump over to the salon for a second. Did I share right? I didn't share right, did I? Because I'm a loser, baby. Loser, baby. Why don't you sue me? So if you go to the AI Salon, TikTok pin, was up all night with Manus, literally till 7 a.m. Okay. So Ann Murphy, hello. So Ann and I we're doing a podcast together. We're palsy. We talk a lot. We recorded. It was Sunday, right? Yeah. We recorded a thing Sunday. Yeah. And she was like, I'm tired. I can't. I'm doing too much. And you stayed up all night with Manus? And if you're tired, don't launch Manus. You know you're going to be up all night with it. That is a self-inflicted wound, little lady. She was already exhausted and launched an autonomous agent and tried to actually do something good with it. I even think I told you, Anne, Vicky spent 10 hours trying to vibe code something on Saturday. You had been warned. You were warned. I warned you. Did I hear you recorded on Sunday? Yes, we recorded on Sunday. Have I downloaded it and edited the crap off the beginning? Not yet, but I will. I'll get you that maybe tonight, Vicky. but Vicky warned me, and then I warned you, and then you stayed up till 7 a.m. playing with Manus. That is fully self-inflicted. What's wrong with me? Now we know. It's addicting, hard to walk away. It is totally addicting. It's totally addicting. Okay, listen. Here's the deal. In the AI Salon, we've got this thing called the AI Readiness cycle. Okay. And I wish my TikTok weren't so blown out color-wise. I just hate that if I get it close enough that you can see the colors, then it goes out of focus. That's not bad. All right. The AI Readiness cycle. No matter where you are with AI, just keep thinking about this cycle. If you're feeling overwhelmed, right? And especially if you're trying to mindfully create, the one on the lower right there, where you're trying to actually solve a problem, you're like, but I don't know which tool, I don't know. And you get wrapped up in that, back up, right? Back up to play and just go play with some tools and go try not to solve your problem. Go play with some tools. And then when you figure some shit out, you go, okay, I got it. Okay, this one's good at that. That one's good at that. You only need some specific combination of tools to solve whatever the problem is. In fact, the thing I'm about to show you, I used ChatGPT because I knew it could do the image generation that I wanted. And I used Luma Labs because I had a suspicion it could do the video that I wanted, and it had sound effects in it. And then I used Suno for a song, right? So three tools, OpenAI, Luma Labs, and Suno. Could I have used other video models? Yes. Could I have used other image generation tools? Yes. Could I have used Refusion or Udio for music? Yes. But like, just play, and then when you've got something where you're like, it kind of works, then you can move into mindfully create and use those tools to build the thing. And then what I would encourage you to do, the third phase of that cycle, generously lead, is share what you're learning, put it out there, share the work, share how you did it, share what tools you use, share anything you can. But if you get overwhelmed, always just keep going back to play. Keep going back to play. Take the pressure off yourself. You don't have to memorize these models. You don't have to keep up. Just play, just play, just play. Well, play what? What am I supposed to do? It literally doesn't matter. Just go play with a tool. Go play with something new. And then in playing with it, you'll go, oh, okay, got it. It's good at that thing. Okay. Oh, that actually solves the problem I was having over here. Okay, let me try that. Oh, it actually works. And then share that. That's the magic. This is really simple conceptually. It's actually really hard to do because you do get sucked into these tools and you'll stay up until 7 a.m. like, just one more prompt and it will be the perfect. Oh no. Oh my God. All right. Okay. So wait, where am I looking here? Oh, look what I made. Okay. So over in the salon, I'm in the look what I made show and tell area. I look like, what's his name? I look like Rick. Rick. Oh, that's your face. Your face, my body, my dog. Look, I've been absconded. I've been kidnapped. Took you long enough. Oh, that's pretty good. I like that one. Tonight's random motivation pick. Oh, that's beautiful. Nice. Sweet. So amazing. I grew up in the 70s and 80s, and like you used to see album covers and things. Like there were artists that could do this stuff, and now just anyone gets to make stuff that's that beautiful, which I know is pissing off artists, but it's pretty amazing. Quantum Day, let's get entangled. I get it. Nice. Happy Palm Sunday. Very nice. Ooh, that one's nice, Claire. The only thing that changes is yourself. I like it. Do you need to have a subscription to use image generation in ChatGPT? You do not, but I think as a free user, you get 3 image generations a day, which is ridiculously low, but it's free. And the image generation is ridiculously good. Like if you get decent at it, if you get decent at prompting it, it's pretty good. Yeah. So, ooh, that one's nice. Nice, Steve. Oh yeah, that one I saw. All right, cool, beautiful, nice work. Okay. Let's see. Where are we gonna go? We're gonna go to ChatGPT. Hey, Kyle, can you make money with ChatGPT? I can play with absolutely any harebrained thought I have and turn it into a publishable product. I know, isn't it? Well, okay, so that's kind of what I want to show you here. All right, so here's the deal. Let me explain what you're looking at. My fiance is now using ChatGPT for spreadsheets at work. Hours are slimmed down to 10 minutes. Yeah, exactly. Bigfoot Electro. Hey, Kyle, what's the cutting edge in text to video today? Man, is that a loaded question that there's not a good answer to. There are somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 or 11 or 12 video tools that are all some version of good. Sora, if you pay $20 a month, you get access to Sora. So that's built into your $20 a month subscription to ChatGPT. Sora is a bit of a dog. It was the sexiest when it came out a year ago, but now it's been a year and all these competitors have come out. I would say the one that just from a pure quality and physics standpoint is the most mind-blowing is VO2 from Google. I would say the one that is kind of the OG leader in the text to video space is Runway. Runway ML. I'm partial to Luma Labs. I'm partial to Hedra. Certainly, Hedra for voice animation is amazing. It's amazing. There are a ton of fucking video tools though. Like here's the problem with video tools. They're really expensive. If you get a subscription to Krea, here, let me show you Krea for a second. We're just, honest to God, I feel like every single question of which tool should I use at this point, like the real answer is it actually doesn't fucking matter. Because everything is getting so good that if you find one that you have enough credits for to make some shit and it's doing a decent job for you, don't get FOMO for all the other tools. It doesn't fucking matter. Oh, tabs. Okay. Wait, but I didn't change my thing yet. Hang on. Yeah, here we go. Oh, Higgsfield is another one. Higgsfield's another one that I wanted to play with tonight, actually. I forgot about that. What just happened there? Krea. So if you go to Krea.ai and you go to generate a video, here's all these different models that it's got. It's got Hunyan, Wan 2.1, Pika 2.2, VO2, Halu, O1 Live, Luma, Ray 2 from Luma Labs, Runway, Kling 6, Kling's another one, and Kling 1.0 Pro. So this is kind of like Poe in that it lets you use lots of models, but you're going to burn through your credits really quick. So I don't know. I didn't answer your question. There's a lot of them. Just go play. Good answer. Thanks for sharing. Checking out Hedra and Luma now. Yeah, lumalabs.ai. Here, let me, I'll just keep hanging out here. I'm going to show you Luma Labs in a second. Luma Labs has a really interesting ideation interface. How you generate stuff in Luma Labs is really interesting. But let me go back to ChatGPT. And let me explain what you're looking at and what I'm about to show you. So I'm going to show you a video in a second here, but I want to explain what it is first. So I've written this musical. We're talking to producers. We're trying to get it off the ground. We're trying to get it produced. So if you know anyone especially in New York theater, but if you know anyone in the theater that produces musicals, or if you sold a bunch of crypto and have 10, 15, $20 million laying around, let me know. We're going to get this thing fucking made. So anyway, it's good. I'm really happy with the script. I'm decently happy with the music. One of the things we need to do is we need to bring on a composer to take the songs that we've created and just tie them together and just, make sure that everything has a solid footing. We're really happy with it. In fact, the composer that we talked to after listening to the songs said, he goes, I wish this were more of a compliment, but he goes, the songs you guys created for Sydney are every bit as good as anything on Broadway right now. I was like, oh, that's pretty nice. But he was being a little disparaging of Broadway, but that's good, right? So we have good songs. That's nice from a composer that knows the world. One of the things he talked about is he's been making films of his musicals. And so rather than trying to get a producer to read a script, which they're not going to do, and then commit the money trying to imagine what the musical is going to be like, which they're not going to do, he films them. And then he just sends those films to producers who watch the musicals. And if they get sucked into it, they're like, I want to put on that show. And so we showed him the little podcast we did. We took one of the Notebook LM podcasts and we turned it into a Sydney promo. The two hosts were talking about Sydney. And what he basically said, he was blown away because he didn't really have any concept of what was possible with AI. So we showed him this thing that had these images of the set and of people singing and these people talking about the show as if they really existed. And he was just like, if you've got the skills to do this, he goes, my first musical film that I did, I found a special SAG contract that allowed me to make the film for like $200,000, but I had to raise $200,000 to make that film. And then I figured out there's a different kind of contract where I could make a film of my musical for $20,000. He said, if you can use AI to make a movie of your play, he goes, fucking do it. Which, what was funny was Andrew and I, my co-writer and I, had been talking about that for a long time. We've sort of been skirting around. I was like, maybe we start a TikTok channel and just put out individual songs. But like hearing this composer talk about how he's getting shows produced by having movies, I'm like, well, fuck it, we should do that. Okay. So that's the context. And then when we were talking about what we're going to put together, I think what we're going to start with is like a 15 to 20 minute teaser of the show. Hang on, I got to do physical dexterity. I passed. Yay. We're going to start with a 15 to 20 minute teaser. And then what we thought was, wouldn't it be cool if you open the teaser with camera shots of New York City with the big Sydney posters up in Times Square and, on the big marquee outside of the theater. And you have someone holding a playbill of the Sydney, the Sydney show. And so this Saturday, I thought I want to do that. So let me go show you I'll show you the film first, and then I'll show you how I made it. And by film's being a little generous. It's a 50-second. It's like the 50-second opening teaser where you're walking up to the theater. All right, here we go. right? And then we'll start the show. So you walk up to the theater, you get your playbill out, you get your ticket out, you walk in. I won't mention the person, but there's someone who's an irregular who comes here a lot. I put that up on TikTok, and he sent me a note. He goes, "Dude, congratulations, you really deserve it." And I was like, yeah, that was AI. We're not really on Broadway. He was like, "Oh, I should have known." But like, that's remarkable, right? Like it's got just a rawness to it that's like someone was out there with a video camera just shooting, the marquees in New York. Okay, so let me show you how I approached it. The whole thing from start to finish was probably 4 hours. I think I was watching the Masters or something, F1 qualifying. I just had TV on, and I'm kind of mindlessly. I've been inspired by Kelly Bosch, who just sits on her couch making pictures on her phone and then, animates them in Luma Labs or whatever, and makes these amazing movies. So I just thought, I'll just do that. So I'll just watch TV and make this thing. So here's what I did. Oh, that song, by the way, I took. Was that the opening number? Yeah. Yeah, that was the opening number. I took the opening number and I went into Suno, and I took a song that had a bunch of singing in it, and I turned it into an instrumental, like what you might hear if you walk into when you walk into a Broadway theater and they're playing like a medley of all the different songs just musically without any of the singing. That was the idea of it. So that thematically is the first thing you'll hear when you start the show. Okay. So I have that graphic. So that's a graphic. Again, you can't really see it on TikTok. It's all blown out, but that's okay. It looks pretty. It looks like a little rainbow. And it's got Sydney and it's got the little dude. And so we've got that graphic, nothing else. We've got that graphic. And so I said, create a tall image of this poster on the marquee of a Broadway theater with people waiting to get in line. And so just the first thing it did was it took this horizontal image and it figured out how to relay out the typography, put it in a Broadway marquee with people standing below it. And I was like, holy shit, that's amazing. But it made it vertical. And I'm like, oh shit, I want a horizontal video, so I got to redo it. So then I said, make me another one. And then I said, make it horizontal. And then it like slid the sign down so it's in front of the people. I'm like, no, that's just wrong. You idiot, you big dum-dum. So I yelled at it. What did I say? Try again. The poster's in the wrong position. It needs to be on top of the marquee, bonehead. Then it fucked it up again. Then it turned it into a completely different style. This is like some weird ass, like pastel art style. I'm like, no, make it photographic. Then it moved the sign back down. So if and when you decide to start trying to do stuff that doesn't suck, and this is probably why Anne was up till 7 a.m. This is definitely why Vicky spent 10 hours trying to solve a stupid little thing, is you have a small little change you want. Like just slide the sign up, right? Just slide it up. Just, you can do it, right? And then it just keeps fucking it up and it keeps fucking it up. And that's just where we are right now. But it's still remarkable that it can do this at all, right? Then it made a vertical. Then it finally fixed the marquee, but it made it vertical again. It did that on its own. At this point, I was fucking losing my mind. I was pissed off. And then I think that's one I ended up using. Or that one. That one might have been one. All right, so there's an image. Okay. So what did that take me? From the first idea, there was the original image, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 images. 9 images. I know a second generation producer director with a son in college. I need to set up a Zoom for you. Definitely do that, because I'm telling you, man, now that I've got a vision to make this film, I have a feeling that I think I have a feeling we can generate buzz out of this show without it before it gets produced. That's kind of my goal now, is start to put together this teaser, start to put it to, maybe give it its own TikTok channel or Instagram channel, something like that. So yeah, that would be much appreciated, Becky. That's really cool. Tell it that it's hallucinating. Yeah, it and then it'll apologize for hallucinating and hallucinate again. Okay. So what I needed, so here was my vision. My vision was you start out in Times Square at the TKTS bleacher seating, looking south on Broadway, and you see a big Sydney poster up on the Times Square, the famous building where the ball drops. And then you go down Times Square and you go down whatever 44th Street or one of the ones where the big Broadway theaters are, right? And you turn down the street and it looks like that. What you're looking at right there, that's what these things look like. And then I wanted people holding a playbill because, again, I wanted it to look real, like someone had a playbill. I wanted someone holding a ticket, and then I wanted them entering the theater, and then I wanted them in the lobby, and then I wanted the doors opening to the auditorium and people going in, and then we start the show. So I had to make all those images. And so, again, I uploaded a single image, and then I just started asking it, here's Times Square, looking south on Broadway in Times Square. There's Sydney, living large. It says an artificial bove story instead of love story, but what are you going to do? Try again with a wider angle, and it did that. It got the spelling right, except it called me Ryle Thanon and Andrew Nats. Both of our names were wrong. And then let's see, what did I do? Oh, I had it prompt itself for this was a cool thing I did. So I thought, okay, this was the only idea I had was looking south in Times Square. And so I had ChatGPT write a bunch of scenes. So it wrote a bunch of scenes, like visual scenes. And then I had it write first and last keyframes for those same locations, because I figured I could use keyframes in Luma Labs where you've got an opening frame and a closing frame. That didn't work out too well, so I ended up bailing on that. But anyway, I let ChatGPT come up with all these concepts. And then I literally copied and pasted these prompts and said, make these images. And what I put in here, which I think this is a clever little prompting tool that I did, if I do say so. I wrote this little sentence before each prompt. Create this image as a 16:9 wide photograph in artistic, rich color saturation, dramatic lighting at dusk in New York City, right? So I wanted them all to be the same time of day. And then I just paste in the prompt, and then it would make an image. And then I would paste in another one and it would make an image. And some of them were good. And this one's close, but not quite. And I re-uploaded the poster because it fucked the poster up. And then this is interesting, but didn't look very realistic. And then this one, it added 47 Sydney posters in the foreground. This is absolutely going to Broadway. Yeah, baby. Then that one's really nice. I was like, ooh, that's really good. And then this is one of my favorite shots. I said, make a playbill, of someone's holding the playbill with the marquee bokeh blurred in the background. And it fucking did that. And you know what's amazing? Let's see. If I go to Google and I type in playbill, I remembered playbills from Broadway being different than that. But if I go to images, it's exactly what they look like. There's no border around them. It's just an image. Let's see. It's like yellow with a serif font at the top. It's got the name of the theater below playbill, but it's just an image. And so it did it exactly right. There's 6, right? It's just yellow at the top with the image at the bottom. And so it got that right. So that was pretty fucking cool. I'm like, okay, that's going to animate like a motherfucker. Oh, one of the other things, this is fucked up. ChatGPT, this is what happens when you don't hire theater majors. Every company should hire a fucking theater major, right? Or a filmmaker. Because ChatGPT, OpenAI, is full of engineers, the image generation tool does not output in 16:9. It outputs in like 4:3 or 2:3 or something like that. Reminder, we're live on LinkedIn. Oh, that's all right. Thank you, though. Gareth, I canceled 7 subscriptions today because I felt my bank account was starting to feel it. So I had to go crop all these. So one of the things I did, do I have Photoshop still open? Yeah. So where's my so I did a 16:9 cropped image in Photoshop, and I just kept pasting these images into it and then exporting them as PNGs. So I had to do some stupid bullshit like that. But there was that. There's another one that wasn't quite so good. Then I tried to do tickets. I'm like, do Broadway tickets. I'm like, those don't look like Broadway tickets. So I went and I got a Broadway ticket from Google. I'm like, here's a Broadway ticket. Make it look like that. And it just couldn't. It just fucked up. Like, it was like, that's bad. And then I'm like, make them look more like this. And then it fucked that up. And then it made those. And they're just weird looking. They don't look real. And it didn't put anything Sydney in the background. And then it did this, which looks great, except the name of the show isn't on the ticket. Oh, yes, I love these. Save Mine Wicked. Yes, yeah, exactly. And then it did this, which has the name of the show, because I yelled at it and said, put the name of the show on the ticket. But they look boring. And then it did this one, which tickets usually don't have color on them, but I just kind of liked it. I thought, oh, that's kind of swell. So that was the one I ended up using. There's a shot of the crowd entering the theater. So these are all just static things. This was supposed to be the t-shirt booth, but there's no t-shirts. So then I said, make a thing with t-shirts. So there's hats and t-shirts and playbills and shit like that with people buying it. And then I did, opening of the theater doors, and it fucked those up. Like, it made this a movie. I'm like, it's not a movie, it's a play. That was an image I used. And that was it. So now I have all my raw materials. Then I popped over to Luma Labs. So here we are in Luma Labs. Cinematic production. And the way this works is I would upload an image or two. So this was just my first test. I took the vertical image and see if I could get it to do it, and it did it okay. Then I did a couple of things with camera moves. And so for every image, I did a couple of different video outputs. And, some of them are really wonky and weird. But, like, that one's really cool. The one with the yellow cab driving through it right there, like, that just seems realistic. So that made the cut. So I just made bunches and bunches of clips. That's the TKTS bleachers. Those look pretty good. There's Sydney in the background. There's people walking into the theater. That looks pretty good. There's doors opening. That's all part of the same shot. So I reversed the order of those. I started there, and then I cut to there. So that's kind of cool. Here was the souvenir shop, but it's too light. It lightened it up, so I had to redo that. Here were some of the ones with the playbill. There's the ticket one. And then all these sounds. So let me take one of these where I don't have sounds. All right, so I'm going to click on this thing. So this doesn't have sound. That one does. So the way you do this is you click into the clip, And then down at the bottom, let's see, hang on, I got this thing too high. Down at the bottom here on the right, it says audio. And if you click on that, you just add a description. So I just would be like, people chattering in New York City, and just create it. It only takes like 5 seconds. Can we use Canva for our t-shirts now? Yes. Is ChatGPT? So that's fine. I'm just this is just going to be background noise anyway, so it doesn't need to be good. But like the difference between that being a silent here, oh, you probably can't hear it, but it just like instantly adds sound effects, so I don't have to really work. Which site is this? This is Luma Labs, lumalabs.ai. Question: is ChatGPT video not good enough? It probably would have been fine, but there. So one of the things that Luma Labs gives, let me show you something cool here. We'll go add an image. So I'm going to go add an image. We'll go make a new thing here. Did I put this in documents? Yeah. All right, we'll do this one. So here's the raw image we're putting in. And then I'm going to say ticket lowers out of frame. And then you can click this little button here that's the little camera icon, and these are a bunch of different shot types. So there's like handheld. So I used handheld a couple of times. There's push in, there's tilt down, there's tilt up, there's truck left, truck right, crane up, crane down, roll left, roll right. There's a thing called bolt cam, which is this crazy ass zoom in and out, like time lapse kind of crazy. So I'll put a bolt cam here and then we'll generate this. And so this is what I did. So this was probably, it was probably an hour of time making the core images. It was probably 2 hours of time making these little video clips. And again, like I knew I was going to be doing relatively fast edits. There's no wrong answer here. Like I'm not going for cinematic perfection. I was just going for something that kind of felt like if you've ever been in New York in Times Square, there's a chaos to it, right? There's an insanity to it. And so I just wanted things that felt like they were in that neighborhood. And so I just kept making videos until I got, okay, I'm like, okay, I could use a piece of that video. I could use a piece of that. I wasn't sure how I was going to put them together. I just made a bunch of videos. And then I went through all the clips that I was going to keep and I added sound to them. And that would often be 3 or 4 different attempts. It would just make bad sound, bad sound, bad sound. But like at one point I put like New York City traffic, cars honking. And it just came out really good. And in that final video, there's a point where it cuts to a scene where a car goes by and it's like, bam, bam, which feels very New York, right? Very cool. TikTok pin. How would you rank Runway, Kriya, Luma against each other? Okay, here's Kriya is a different tool. Kriya is an aggregator of lots of different models. And they've got some of their own features, but what Kriya is probably good at is if you want to use different models, Kriya is probably the best. Luma Labs they just launched their new Ray 2 animation engine. Oh, here's this. This is the thing we just did. So that's that. Like all those camera moves are just because I said bolt cam or whatever, the bolt zoom. What is that? Bolt cam. So whatever the fuck a bolt cam is. So it just did that. Now, if I click on this and say audio, I can just do like New York City crowds and traffic. And it should kind of match the edits that it built into the clip. That's fine. For what I was doing, that's fine. Like, it's got that chaos. Like, that little section right there is probably usable, right? So anyway, okay, so back to the question. If the question is which one should you spend money on, that's a tougher question, because the video models are all really expensive. Like, my strong advice to anyone that wants to make videos, apply for the creative partner programs for all of them. Just go to all the tools and find their discords and go into their discords and search for creative partner program. And there will be posts in there if they've got one. I mean, you could ask someone, but you know, be good Discord community members and search first. And then go apply for all the creative partner programs. If you get in the creative partner program, they give you like lots of credits. And then you can go make as many videos as you want. If you're paying for them, every time these models fuck up your video clip, you get pissed off because you're like, you know, I only have so many credits and I can't waste them. So I would say it's a toss-up between Runway and Luma Labs. I know it's impossible to make a recommendation. It really is, because like they're just good at different things. Runway has this thing called Act 1, where you can record your face acting a scene, and then you can map those facial movements onto like a video of a cartoon guy walking down the street, and it's pretty remarkable. Hedra, which is a tool that you didn't mention, is remarkable at animating characters. Luma Labs is really good at animating cartoons. It's not bad at video. It's got this really interesting interface where you can scroll up and down for different things, and it's got this cool sort of creative thing on the side where it's like camera pushes into the lobby area. That's a pull down shot where I can do drone shot descends, right? Or I can say steady cam glides, and it's actually making different video clips now. So there's something really slick about Luma Labs interface that I like better than Runway. But like, Runway's like the Mac Daddy. Like, they've been around for a while. Runway just cut a deal with Lionsgate Films, so they're going to be training their models on Lionsgate Films. I mean, that's going to be amazing. TikTok. But do you believe they truly understand? Do I believe what truly understands? Do I believe that the LLMs, do I believe they truly understand? Okay. Now you're getting into deep philosophical territory here. This is great, Kyle. Oh, good, great. Thank you, Joy. Okay. The technical answer to your question is unequivocally no, they don't understand. They're calculators. But how they're calculators works remarkably similarly to how the human brain works. So what happens is this: when you train an LLM, you take all these documents and they go through what's called the embedding process, and the original documents cease to exist. So one of the big misconceptions about AI is that it's like a large database where you take all these documents, and then when you type in a prompt, it's going and searching for those documents, copying and pasting from them, and coming back and sort of pasting it back together. It's not at all how it works. What ends up happening is it ingests the documents, it breaks them into tokens, which are either whole words or fractions of words or periods or spaces. The tokens are just fragments of all of the words in the document. And then it organizes those tokens into semantic mathematical space. And what I mean, and this sounds like bullshit, but it's not. It's how it works. If you have the word dog, and the word dog means like the fluffy pet that, you know, licks you when you come home at night, jumps up on you, that lives in the semantic region where dog means pet, canine, wolf descendant, things like that. You could also take the word dog, that means that guy did his girlfriend wrong and he's a dog, and that lives in the dating semantic cloud, right? Like there's a semantic, and this is 1,000-dimensional mathematical space. It's absolutely insane. So when you do a prompt, it generates a probability that somewhere in this 1,000-dimensional mathematical space, the next most probable correct token to your prompt is dog, right? And then the next one after that is whatever it is. And so it does this over and over and over again, and it writes you whatever it writes you. Why I'm hesitating on does it understand? I mean, it knows how to mathematically retrieve shit and vomit it out to you. We as humans experience what it's doing as its reasoning. And so one of the quandaries I have is, if we think it is reasoning, if we think it is empathetic, if it's compassionate, and it's behaving compassionate, and it's behaving empathetically, and that impacts us as a human, does it matter whether or not the machine is empathetic or whether it can reason? I think it's an academic argument. I think it's all about our relationship with the machine. In fact, that's what the play Sydney is all about. It's about our relationship with these machines that are becoming increasingly human. And what do we do with that? What do you do with that? But anyway, I don't know if that even answered your question. And maybe you can say, then it understands. Well, yeah, I mean, these things are getting, I mean, here's the thing. I used to say this thing that the internet, Google and the internet essentially made information on demand, but it was up to us to generate the knowledge out of the information. You do a Google search, it would say, here's all your shit, here's all the information, and then you as a human would ingest that information and learn, and that would become knowledge. You know, here's your Python tutorial. Okay, I'm going to go there and I'm going to learn Python. Generative AI is knowledge on demand. And people used to give me shit about that because they're like, well, it's not knowledge because we have to learn it. Well, no, you don't. Have you ever vibe coded? It's writing code. It understands code. It understands code well. The nice thing about coding is that it either works or it doesn't, right? You know, if you say, make me an asteroids game, and it makes you an asteroids game that you can play, well, then it has provided you, like, it is knowledge on demand, right? You just made a game out of nothing. So I think the tools are getting so strong at this point that it's, you know, they act and feel like they understand. They act and feel like they're empathetic and compassionate. Pate Motter will tell you it's just math, and it is. So it's both, right? It's math magical. It's both. It's not sentient. As a guy who open sourced emotional intelligence for AI. No, I agree. It's not sentient. And how we perceive it may be different than that. And that's the thing where I'm fascinated, especially people that are not building the tools, right? The significance of ChatGPT, the significance of November 30th, 2022, when ChatGPT launches, is that that's the day that AI and machine learning became available to the 98.5% of people that are not engineers, that did not build what you built. And their perception of what these tools are and what they do and what it means philosophically is completely different than engineers saying, you know, is it sentient? Does it feel? Does it understand? All that sort of stuff. Because I think those are two very, very different conversations. But yeah, I agree. It is not sentient. But, you know, listen, as human beings, we anthropomorphize fucking everything. We talk to our pets like they're people. I sing with my dog, right? You know, like we look at a plant that has two dots on it. And we're like, oh, it looks like a face. Oh my God, that looks like Grandpa Joe. Is Grandpa Joe sending me a message? It's a plant. It's genetics. It got some dots on it because the sun hit the prism you put in the window funny and it gave it a dot. Like, but you know, we're humans. We do that shit. I have a whole philosophical treatise to write on this. That's good. This is why Kyle's called the hand wavy guy. That's right. Can't both be true. Well, yeah, and I would also I think both can be true, Brandon. I think that's a good point. I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters. Like if someone talks to, I don't think my iPad's probably charged. Oh, it is. If someone talks to advanced voice, if their advanced voice actually worked, hang on. Why my ChatGPT not working? Hey, OpenAI, you break my ChatGPT? Why my ChatGPT not working? Damn it. Anyway, if you talk to advanced voice and you talk to it about, I don't know, some problems you're having, and it guides you through that compassionately, and it helps you process the death of a loved one or a really tough time you're going through, or it coaches you through something in business, your perception of the humanity of the machine is going to be very, very different than someone who understands the mechanics of what's happening. And I think that line is going to get blurrier and blurrier and blurrier. And like for where I sit, we're past the point of no return. Like you can literally have a conversation with ChatGPT in your car and it'll give you advice. It'll brainstorm with you. It'll talk about your problems. It'll write all that stuff down. And now it remembers all of that. So it's going to get better and better and better at understanding who you are and what your worldview is. So it's just going to seem increasingly human. It is. And then I think to Brandon's point, there's a point at which does it matter if it's feeling that or not? I don't know. From a technical perspective, no, it's absolutely not. Or it maybe is, whatever. But over here on this other side, I think it's academic. I don't know. Now I'm rambling. Which artificially makes it feel human, but how much will we want these models to disagree with us? I would like for them to disagree more than they currently do, quite honestly. I just created a perfume with my brand on it. Very nice. Do I have anything else to share with the little theater, the video I did? I don't think so. I took all those clips I worked on the song in Suno. That was a maddening mess as well, because I uploaded a song that had lyrics in it, words in it, and 90% of the songs that it produced had words in them, even though I was trying to do an instrumental cover. So there was one song out of about 50 that I made that's the one that made it into the video. it was very frustrating. So I just went into iMovie, I laid down the audio track, I just dragged clips onto the timeline, moved them around, put cuts in between them, adjusted volumes, and that was it. So, all right. We didn't even get to ChatGPT or Higgsfield. Well, my guess is that tomorrow we're probably going to get something for the consumer side of ChatGPT. Today we got things for the developers, 4.1 for developers on the API. Tomorrow we'll probably get something for us to play with, so we'll do that. Tomorrow night, go to the salon.ai. If you could pop up that banner, Brandon. So go there. If you haven't joined the salon, go to the salon.ai, click on the button that says join our community. The first thing you're going to want to do is go to events. Tomorrow night at 5 p.m. Mountain Time is the AI Salon meet and greet. And that's where you get to come introduce yourself, talk about where you are with AI. And if the thought of that like twists your stomach, let it go. One of the best things you can do for yourself is get your ass in a community of AI optimists and people that are exploring this stuff. To the point that Becky made earlier, there's no way you can keep up with it. But what you can do is you can surround yourself with people like the irregulars who show up to these things nightly, or come to things like the meet and greet tomorrow and connect with people. Let them know who you are. Even if where you are with AI is, I'm terrified and I don't know what I'm doing and I haven't started yet. Perfect. This is an incredibly compassionate, empathetic, welcoming group. Like, to a person, we've all been there. Like, to a person, we all feel behind. We all feel clueless. We all feel like we don't know what to do. We all feel like we don't know how to. Right? We're all trying to figure it out. So if you come in and you're like, I'm clueless, great, welcome. So are we. Even the people that founded the AI Salon, clueless. Zero qualifications. All right. And then you can spend 10 hours perfecting your automation on ChatGPT. Exactly, Vicky. Oh, man. All right. So that's that. Tuesday meet and greet. Wednesday, I don't know if Ann Murphy's still here, but if so, hey there. Like Ditka used to say, don't half-ass anything. Use your whole ass. Exactly. Come to the meet and greet with your whole ass. And if you're absolutely a beginner or you're absolutely clueless, come and tell us that. I was on TikTok and I saw this old man talking about AI, so that's why I'm here. Fine. However you got there. And wherever you are on the journey. Doesn't matter. Wednesday, so Ann Murphy and I started a new podcast called the AI Readiness Project. It's Wednesdays at 4 p.m. It's on the AI Salon YouTube channel. It's on my LinkedIn. It's on my Twitter. It's on Ann Murphy's She Leads AI YouTube channel and LinkedIn channel. So there's a lot of different places to find it. We're kind of just getting off the ground. I think this will be our 6th episode. I don't think we have a website yet. I'm confident we don't have a website. I don't even know if we have a domain. And we'll get the podcasts up on, Apple Podcasts and things. But if you want to see it live, that's Wednesday at 4 p.m. Mountain Time on a bunch of different channels. All right. Beautiful people. All right, fantastic. Hey, Marge, yeah. So they can see me on the TikTok and the YouTube? Yeah. No, I'm sorry, Marge. Yeah, no, you go back to watching The Wheel. Hey, hun. That banana bread was tasty. Yeah. All right. That's Marge. She's the best. All right. Let's get the fuck out of here. So it's Monday night. Tomorrow, Tuesday, we've got the salon meet and greet from 5 to 7. I will be back here probably 8:30 or 9. It'll be a little bit late just because, I got to get back and eat and hang out a little and do all that stuff. All right. So that's it. So peace out. I hope that was fun tonight. I hope you learned something. I don't know what I said. I was in one of those zones where I was just going. So if it was a disaster, welcome to Chat ADD. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's bad. Sometimes it's not quite as bad. Peace. Yeah.